Let's cut to the chase. You cheated. They cheated. You both cheated. Y'all both was unhappy. They were more unhappy. Whatever it is, you're here because your ex walked away and you wonder if there's any way to turn things around. Maybe you tried everything. Maybe you tried texting, calling, even begging, even showing up unannounced. But nothing seems to work. In fact, the harder you try, the further they seem to drift away. This sounds familiar? Here's the hard truth, though. You're going about it all the wrong way. But don't worry, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly what to do to not only get your ex's attention, but make them come chase you like never before. I'm going to share with you the one thing that can skyrocket your chances of reconciliation to a staggering 99%. You heard that right, 99%. And no, this isn't some gimmick or empty promise. This is based on real psychology, human behavior, and the mistakes most people make after a breakup. So if you're ready to stop chasing and start being chased, keep watching. Before we dive into the strategy, let's talk about the science. I spent a lot of time researching studies on breakups and reconciliation, and here's what I found. The odds of an ex coming back ranges between 30% and 65%. Now, these numbers might not sound like much, but when you break them down, they're actually pretty encouraging. At 30%, that's 1 out of every 3 people who get a second chance with their ex. At 65%, it's 2 out of 3. So the odds aren't as bleak as you might think. But here's the catch. Those numbers are based on the average person after a breakup. And let me tell you, the average person doesn't handle breakups well. They panic, they text, they call, they beg, they try to force their way back into their ex's life. And it almost always backfires. So how do we take those odds and turns them into 99% chance of your ex chasing you? It's really, really simple. You do nothing. The most powerful thing you can do after a breakup is absolutely nothing. No texting, no calling, no social media stalking. Just complete radio silence. I know this sounds counterintuitive. When someone you love walks away, your first instinct is to chase them, to try and fix things, to make them see what you're losing. But here's the truth. Chasing someone who doesn't want to be with you only pushes them further away. I know you know that. It only pushes them further away. So stop it. Let me give you an example. Imagine you had a job that you love, and one day your boss just ups and fires you. You are completely devastated, but instead of walking away with your head held high, you start begging for your job back. You call your boss every day. You show up at the office uninvited, and you keep reminding them how much they need you. What do you think that tells your boss about your value or how you value yourself? It tells them that you don't believe in yourself, and if you don't believe in yourself, why should they? That same principle applies to relationships. When your ex breaks up with you, they are essentially saying, I don't value you anymore. I don't value you enough to stay. And if you respond by chasing them, you're confirming their belief. You're showing them that you are willing to accept less than what you deserve. But when you do nothing, when you walk away and let them experience life without you, you send in a completely different message. You're saying, I know my worth, and if you don't see it, that's your loss. Now let's talk about why this works. When you stop chasing your ex, you give them the space to miss you. You give them the opportunity to reflect on what they lost. And here's the kicker. People almost always want what they cannot have. When you're no longer available, your ex starts to wonder why. They start to question their decision. They start to remember all the good things about you that they took for granted. And that's when the chase begins. But here's the key. You can't fake this. You can't pretend to walk away while secretly hoping they'll come back. You just can't do it. You have to genuinely move on. You have to focus on yourself, build your confidence, and start living your best life. Because when you do that, one of two things will happen. Either your ex will realize that they made a huge mistake and come clawing back, or someone even better will come into your life and appreciate you for the amazing person that you are. Let me tell you a story about this. A few years ago, I had a friend named Brenda. Brenda had been in a relationship for 3 years with her boyfriend who suddenly broke up with her. He said he needed space and wasn't sure about their future. So Brenda, obviously, she was devastated. Her first instinct was to fight for the relationship. She texted him like every day, sent him long emails about how much she loved him, and even showed up at his apartment unannounced. But the more she chased, the more he pulled away. Finally, Brenda reached out to me and I told her to totally stop it. I told her to do nothing, no text, no calls, no social media interactions, just complete silence. At first, Brenda was terrified. She thought if she stopped reaching out, he would forget about her. but I assured her that the opposite is most likely going to happen. And sure enough, after about 3 weeks of no contact, her ex started texting her again. At first, it was just casual messages, but eventually, he admitted that he messed up and wanted to talk. Brenda didn't jump right back into a relationship. Instead, she took her time and made sure he was serious. And today, they're a lot stronger together. But why? Well, because Brenda stopped chasing and started valuing herself. She gave her ex the space to miss her, and when he did, he came back on his own terms. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if I do nothing and don't come back? That's a valid concern. But here's the thing. If you truly focus on yourself and become the best version of yourself, it won't matter. Because either your ex will realize what they lost and come back, or you attract someone even better. So you might be wondering, how do you truly move on? I'm going to give you a few steps to do this. First, you want to cut all contact. This is non-negotiable. No texts, no calls, no social media stalking. If you need to block them, do it. The goal is to create space. Second, focus on your self-improvement. Use this time to work on yourself. Hit the gym, pick up a new hobby, or focus on your career. The more you invest in yourself, the more confident you'll become. Third, surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with friends and family who uplift you. Avoid people who bring negativity into your life. The next one, let go of the outcome. Now, this is the hardest part, but it's mad crucial. You have to let go of the idea your ex is the only person for you. When you do that, you open yourself up to new possibilities. So how do we get to that 99% success rate? It's simple. You do nothing. You stop chasing. You stop begging. You start valuing yourself more. When you do that, the odds are overwhelmingly in your favor. Your ex will either come back or you'll find someone who truly deserves you. Either way, you win. The reason why this works 99% of the time is that most people don't have the discipline to stick to no contact. They break after a week or two and start chasing again. But if you can stay strong and truly focus on yourself, your ex will have no choice but to notice. And when they do, they'll either come back or regret the decision for the rest of their lives, not yours. Breakups are tough, but they don't have to be the end of the world. In fact, they can be the very beginning of something even better, if you handle them the right way. So if you're sitting there wondering how to get your ex back, remember this. The most powerful thing you can do is nothing. Stop chasing, start valuing yourself, and let the universe do the rest. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on any future videos. And if you're struggling with a breakup and want personalized advice, hit up the comment section. If I see it, I'm definitely going to help you out and respond. I want you to become the best version of yourself, either with the person you were with or with someone new. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.